For months, the Klondike country had been terrorized by the most notorious of all bandits, Savoir-Faire.
Savoir-Faire has stolen my dinner.
He's stolen my bonbons.
He's stolen my cheeses. Savoir-Faire is everywhere.
Major Minor, in charge of all the Klondike cops at Fort Frazzle, made a drastic announcement. We must call upon the one Klondike cop who always gets his mouth. Klondike Cat.
This is Wally Wingert with George S. Irving. There he is, his character right there. He plays Major Minor, who looks a lot like Terry Thomas, the famous English actor. And we are watching Klondike Cat in Honor at Stake. And George S. Irving, the voice of the Underdog narrator, Tap, many characters, also Major Minor, and of course, Chief Running Board in Go Go Gophers. George S. Irving, welcome to this commentary.
Thank you. Nice to be around.
Well, it's nice to have you, and you sound exactly the same as you did back in 1963. It's kind of scary, actually. You haven't changed a bit, your voice. Do you recall much about Klondike Cat?
I recall nothing about Klondike Cat. I recall not much about anything. I mean, I am an ancient actor.
You're classic. It's not ancient. We call that classic.
Yeah. Well, you know, I know some actors who can recite every line they ever learned, and I don't remember a line, a lyric, a song. It's my brain is a self-cleaning attic up there. Really, it just empties itself out, ready for the next batch.
Well, in a lot of ways, that's kind of good.
It is. It makes life easier.
It's not populated with all kinds of unnecessary stuff. Well, I'll just refresh your memory that Klondike Cat was part of the Underdog show.
Uh-huh.
It was about this character right here, Klondike Cat, who was voiced by Mort Marshall, whom you later worked with in a sitcom called The Dumplings.
Oh, yeah, Morty is a dear friend.
And he was Klondike Cat, and Savoir-Faire was performed by Sandy Becker, who had done a couple of the Go Go Gophers characters as well. Any great stories about Sandy you can tell us over here?
No, as a matter of fact. We were all cordial friends in the studio. Once in a while, we'd have a coffee together, but I really didn't know Sandy. Morty I knew very well, because we had worked together in summer stock, and as you said, in the Dumplings on television. Morty, incidentally, was a very good writer. I did some industrials with him that he had written. Brilliant guy.
Had you worked with Mort before this cartoon?
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed.
Did you have any influence on getting him an audition or vice versa?
No, he just showed up. We all auditioned and showed up at the studio. They gave us a sheet of paper, and we proceeded to make fools of ourselves.
Delightful fools. Well, we noticed at the beginning there when we saw Major Minor that he looked a lot like Terry Thomas. You recall the actor Terry Thomas?
I worked with Terry Thomas.
Oh, you did? Are you doing an impression of Terry Thomas as this character?
I think so. I knew Terry Thomas. He was an interesting man. I worked with him on the David Frost Review. And at the theater, the little theater where we did those Frost reviews, Terry was the guest that week. And he came to rehearsal, and David liked the studio very cold. And Terry came in, he lives on Ibiza, and it was just too cold for him. It is so cold in here. Can we have a little heat? So they turned up the heat for Terry. And then David came down to start the rehearsal and said, well, it really is terribly warm here. And up came the cold again.
Well, it sounds like your Terry Thomas impersonation is spot on, and now I see where the beginnings of Major Minor came from. George S. Irving, delightful to talk to you. Thank you much.
Thank you.